There was someone who once said, all families are dysfunctional in their own way. Even the Holy Family of Nazareth was dysfunctional. In fact, the incident that we have just heard, that happened when Jesus was a little boy, a 12-year-old boy, and lost himself or went out of the family, shows how dysfunctional also the Holy Family was. The stress, the sadness, the pain that this little child caused to these parents is the same pain that is caused to many parents in anything that happens to their children. Maybe that was one of the main reasons why the Vatican Council Fathers, when there was the reform of the liturgy way back in the 60s, early 60s, decided that in the reform, the Feast of the Holy Family, which we used to celebrate before in the early days of a new year, should come forward and be as close as possible to the Feast of Christmas. Because the birth of Christ and the Holy Family go together. And so today, just 2 days after Christmas, we are celebrating this Feast of the Holy Family. So that we look at this sacred family as our model. And we look at it not as a special model in the sense that it is made in heaven and never reached. The pain, the dysfunctions, the sadness, the sorrow, the joy of everyday life as every family goes through in our time. We need to realize how close this family is to us and how much we need this family to be close to us. When Jesus was lost and Mary and Joseph not only went to look for him because he was part of the family, but because they knew they could not live without him. What a great message this is to us. If we realize that if we lose God in our family, we cannot live without him. If every family realizes that to have fulfillment, to live in peace, to live in harmony, they need the presence of God in their family. And so when God is lost, they need to do what Mary and Joseph did. Go out and look for him. And until we find God back in our family, we cannot be sure that things will straighten up. There is a good movie which I suggest that you watch it sometime or other. It is called Fireproof. This Fireproof is a story of a family, of a young married couple who had their marriage going in pieces, as so often sometimes happens in our times and in all the times, I would say, not only now. But the father of the groom had some sound counseling to give to this family, especially to his son, and he kept counseling him to look for the true reasons of the problems that he had in his relationship. And he suggested to find first himself, to find God in himself, and so that he can find God in his family. And the film, I can't tell you all of it, but it's a very good movie with great insight on family life and what God can do if we keep him in the presence of our family. I have considered I have reflected upon what practical suggestions I could give to so many young families who every Sunday come here with their children and participate in this Mass, and who must face daily problems in their relationships with their children and with themselves, and whom I would help them in this way. This is not the first time I spoke about this subject on Sunday, and I have also, this is not the first time I'm giving you these tips and points. A few weeks ago, a member of our community, Peter Kalamatta, had an interview on TV, And in it, a question was, how do you consider family and your family? And Peter said, can you consider your family happy? And then Peter said, there is no happy family, which is true. There are successful families, not happy or not happy. As I said, all families are dysfunctional, all families may be unhappy every now and then, but even in unhappiness, even in pain, even in dysfunction, there could be a success to that family and to that relationship. And so I got together these points, which I would like to share with you, so that you can reflect upon them. And I remind you to look them up in the website, because I know that you are not going to remember all these things that I'm going to say now, but maybe during the week even you can copy them down, because they will be in the website, in our Millennium Chapel website. First of all, consider your love to each other and to the family as the most precious thing that you have in life after God. Number 2, do not let work, money, status, and image overcome you and enslave you. Number 3, educate your children to sacrifice something for the poor. Be a witness and a good example to this by uniting your adult sacrifices to theirs. Don't tell your children what to do, but show them that you are doing what you are telling them. Be loyal and faithful to each other, but don't let envious feelings and doubts ruin your loving relationship. Number 5, spend at least 1 hour a week with your children, either playing or talking to them. Number 6, keep the appointment with Mass on Sunday by the whole family as a holy ritual that energizes you all and strengthens your love for the following week. Number 7, ask all members of the family to make a commitment for a month to improve interpersonal relationships in the family, like never to raise your voice, never to lose your temper in an argument, always to listen and answer politely to each other, etc., etc. Number 8, control your expenses, keeping in mind not only your income, but also the poor of the world, and overcome the temptation to waste by bluffing for appearance's sake. Number 9, educate your children to know the reasons for the choices of your decisions. Number 10, always underline the good and positive that exists in each member of your family, and never put down someone or humiliate any member in front of everybody. Number 11, celebrate, enjoy birthdays and anniversaries, or create new opportunities for the family to be together. Number 12, and the last one, always remember that the family that prays and plays together stays together. O God, our Father, whose greatest gift is love, bless our family. Bless each member of the family, and thank you for the gift of life in my little family. Keep us always in your presence and protect us from all trouble which would hurt us in any way. But if any trial does come to us, grant that it may only drive us closer together and closer to you, when we proclaim thy will be done. Grant us the perfect love, which many waters cannot quench, and that is stronger than even death itself, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.